clipping the northwest sections of Warren County and now moving up into the southern part of Montgomery County. If we could, Cameron, zoom in a little bit tighter on that core where we're getting that rotation. Again, this is moving right into the Germantown area. You need to be to your safe location right now. Too late to bring the car inside or anything like that. If we have a tornado, it's probably in this area right in here. Here's where we have some air flowing in, and we're getting some rotation, and then we're getting that rear flank coming around on the backside. And it's right in this area where we have the highest rotation. Can we overlay the correlation coefficient here too and see what we have as far as potential for some lofted debris in this region? Again, this is right over the core of that rotation area, now moving up to areas just south of Germantown. Let's zoom in even a little bit tighter here and really get some of the streets, some of the locations. We want to go right in here. Here's State Route 4. And if we slide maybe a little farther to the north, you can see here's Beck Road, Friend Road, Germantown, Middletown, Pike. If you live any of these locations, EB Road to the east of State Route 4, this is where we're getting the lofted debris. This is mostly just to the south of Germantown, but that doesn't mean you're safe here yet. You need to be in your safe location at this time if you're in Germantown. We're even getting, again, the potential for some hail around Germantown. That would also give us lower numbers in the correlation coefficient because we got some larger hailstones and then we have some raindrops all mixed together. But this area here where we have the greatest amount of debris being lofted, the least amount of, this is where you could have 2x4s flying around, pieces of plywood, tree branches, debris off the surface being lofted. This is the most likely area for that, right along State Route 4. Can we put this into motion if we can animate it, kind of get an idea where this storm is headed, kind of get a better idea for the movement here if we do a time lapse? Okay, that's obviously the reflectivity there, but this storm is moving northeast. You can see the tail here. This is what we're really interested in. This is where we have the greatest risk of a tornado, just south of Germantown. This is moving over toward Miamisburg and West Carrollton. Let's zoom in on this area. Around the 75 and 675 split. Right there we go. There, Chautauqua. Here's Franklin. If you're in these locations, get to your safe location. Miamisburg, West Carrollton, Moraine, Centerville, Washington Township, Miami Township. You need to be into your safe location at this time. Again, let's check out some of the velocity data here where we're getting that rotation right around State Route 4. This is where we have our greatest amount of shear showing up in this area just south and southeast of Germantown. This road right here, can we see what this road is, Cameron? If we zoom in a little bit tighter, that's 123 right there coming out of town. There's, it looks like Farmington or Farrington Road, Farmington Road. And over here is Dayton, Cincinnati Pike, Benner Road. If you live on any of these roads or in the vicinity of these, get to your safe location. South Alex Road, Byers Road, Medler Road, Cranes Run Road, these areas all under the tornado warning at this time. And right here is your, for reference, the 75-675 junction. Of course, that's in the southeastern part of Montgomery County. The storm is moving northeast at about 45 to 50 to 55 miles per hour. Again, these are the tornado-warned cities: Dayton, Kettering, Miamisburg, Springboro, Franklin, Bellbrook, Moraine, Oakwood, West Carrollton, Riverside, Germantown, Centerville, and Woodburn Heights, or Woodburn Hyde Park. All under that tornado warning, which is in effect until 3:15. Again, the tornado warning here, we have indications of lofted debris. This is north of Middletown. This is right along the Montgomery and Warren and Butler County borders. With this storm moving northeast at a very rapid rate. So we could see conditions very quickly deteriorate here right around Centerville, Miamisburg, West Carrollton as this storm moves northeast at 45 to 50 miles per hour. Here's what you need to do if you're in this tornado warning. Again, Cameron, can we pull up the graphic showing get to that safe location. You don't want to be in the garage, don't want to be in bedrooms with exterior walls or the living room or the kitchen. Little better place, maybe a hall, stairwell, a closet. If you live in a one-story home, if you live in a ranch, that's where you're going to go. Stay away from outside windows, doors, outside walls. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can possibly do. Cover yourself with blankets, mattresses, helmets, whatever you've got, baseball helmet, football helmet, hockey helmet, bicycle helmet, anything to help protect your head. The best place to be, obviously, if you have a basement, is to get to that location, and obviously don't want to be anywhere outside, and don't think you're going to run out there and get some pictures. If you have any damage, once the storm has passed, safely passed, you can relay that information to law enforcement, National Weather Service. You can relay it to us. Go to WDTN.com. You can click on the Report It tab. You can also use the Storm Team 2 weather app to get that information to us. So again, we have a tornado warning now in effect for the Dayton area. We're getting some heavy rain. I can hear it on our roof here at the studio in Moraine. So let's go back to the radar here.
That it's still capable of producing a tornado, but don't have confirmation that it's still on the ground. But at 2:48, they have reports of a possible tornado from multiple spotters.
Okay.
So right now, they don't know if it's on the ground.
They don't know for sure that it's on the ground. But if we look at the CC, we still have, are we still seeing like what appears to be some lofted debris? Or we also
there still is some. So it does appear that it potentially still is in the air.
There's still, but of course that can get lofted. The tornado could weaken.
Exactly.
It's going to take a while for any debris that's lofted thousands of feet off the ground to get back down to the surface. But we've definitely had something going on right there in the northwest corner of Warren County, northeastern Butler County, and the south central part of Montgomery County with a storm moving northeast. We're getting torrential rain now here at the studio. Wouldn't be surprised if we have some hail. Again, this tornado warning is in effect until 3:15. The tornado warning continues. We have a tornado moving northeast now, or at least a potential tornado into the southern part of Montgomery County, right in this area here near Germantown, heading over toward Miamisburg. If you're in any of those locations, you need to get to your safe location right away. Let's zoom in just a little bit tighter here again, Cameron, and get a few more of those roads and locations that people need to be getting to stay safe from this storm. Can you zoom in a little bit tighter?
Yeah.
So right now we're getting some, at least the potential for some debris in the vicinity around Germantown to Miamisburg, Chautauqua.
That would be around Farmington Road, where you just mentioned Butter Road. That's South Butter Road, Benner Road. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing these names.
It's definitely Benner Road right there.
And then Mound Road, East Linden Road, Miamisburg. I think that's downtown Miamisburg.
Yeah, right there's downtown Miamisburg. You can see East Linden. So potential for this tornado to be moving into that location. Of course, Benner Road, that's out toward Pipestone Golf Course there. If you live around there, be sure to be getting to your safe location with this storm moving in. Again, a tornado warning in effect until 3:15. It looks like the greatest risk around West Carrollton, Miamisburg. This storm is heading over to Washington Township, heading toward the Centerville area. And again, these are some of the locations. If you live on any of these roads, you need to get to that safe location. All right, if we could go back up there, Cameron, and look at that tornado warning across the southern part of Montgomery County. You can see the core of the storm. We're under this right now here. Some of the heavier rain pushing into the Miamisburg, Moraine area. And this is moving very quickly, this storm, northeast. And it's zipping along at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. Tornado warned storm. We've had some lofted debris, it appears, and the storm now moving to the east and northeast of Miamisburg. Again, West Carrollton, get to your safe location. Over here's Woodburn, Kettering, Washington Township, Centerville, all these areas. You need to be in your safe location now. Get to that basement, get to that lowest level. Put as many walls between you and the outside that you possibly can. Flying debris, that's going to be a concern. You don't want to be outside without shelter. Get to a sturdy shelter. Mobile homes need to be abandoned and get to your safe location. They could be damaged or completely destroyed. Roofs, windows, vehicle damage, all likely. Tree damage is likely as well. Tree branches, large tree branches could come down with this storm as it continues to move to the northeast across West Carrollton, Kettering, and the Woodburn area, and heading over toward 675 over toward Greene County. Any additional reports from this storm now that we're getting into a major metropolitan area there, Cameron?
We have not seen any from other than the one at 248 where they had those spotters had seen the tornado, but there was some in Indiana where we do have some several trees down. I think that's for Sales, Indiana, I believe.
Yeah, that would be earlier. Yeah, that was definitely not Versailles, Ohio. So. Versailles, Indiana, reports of tree damage out there earlier. Although there could be some wind damage even up in Versailles, Ohio. So at least that potential is there with the severe storms moving through.
Oh, we need to go.
And let's animate this again. We can kind of get an idea of the storms moving east and northeast across West Carrollton, moving very quickly up toward Woodburn and also around Kettering. And you need to be in your safe location as a tornado warning continues at this time. I'm seeing, let's see, Ripley County, Indiana was where we had the reports in Versailles of utility poles and such down with these storms as they moved through earlier. And we continue to monitor these storms. There is the current situation with the severe thunderstorm warnings, the tornado watch that's in effect until 6 o'clock. And as we check out the situation right here and we zoom in just a little bit tighter on these storms, let's check it out right now across Montgomery County. There you go, right around 75, 741. The core of the storm moving through with a potential for a tornado on the southwest edge of this. If we look at some of the velocity data, right there, the strongest shear we're seeing is located right in the area from west of Kettering, northwest of Centerville, actually around Moraine. And we're not getting a tremendous amount of shear there, but there's definitely still some rotation with this storm. And if we also check out the reflectivity here, you can see the core of the storm, the hail, more up toward Oakwood and Kettering with this storm as it moves northeast. And we still have, at least with that hail, the fact that we're getting some indication we don't have uniform precipitation type, but there could be some large hail with these storms and potentially even some debris coming out of the sky, assuming we did have a tornado in the northeast part of Butler County, northwestern, the county to the south of us, Warren, and also into the southern part of Montgomery County. So these storms are continuing to move northeast up toward Centerville and Kettering. That's where the greatest risk now of a tornado is as these storms continue to race to the northeast. I mean, they are moving fast. We're talking about 45 to 50 miles per hour as far as the storm is concerned. It looks like we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come out for areas southeast of us. We have a severe thunderstorm warning. It's now in effect for Greene and also Clinton and Warren counties. And that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 3:15, so another 15 minutes for that storm as it tracks northeast across that region. So we've had reports of some half-dollar size hail, 1 1/4 inch diameter hail And apparently that was photo verified by the National Weather Service. That was located southwest of Oxford when we were talking about that hail core that was on the north side of this storm. Also, let's see if we have any other reports here that I can see. All right, at this time, I don't see any additional reports. Okay, just got a new report in. National Weather Service in Wilmington and Kettering. We're now getting reports of 3/4 inch diameter. That's a little bit below severe criteria, but nonetheless, that is associated with this hail core that's located right here, right in the Kettering area around Wilmington Pike, Dorothy Lane, Indian Ripple, heading over toward Woodman and Vale. If you're in any of these locations, Ford Boulevard, you could easily be looking at some of the heavier precipitation swinging through your area. So there, that purple area, we can kind of see where the core of the storm is. Valleywood Drive over to Dorothy Lane. This is heading east toward Greene County, toward Beaver Creek. So we have severe thunderstorm warning in effect for those areas. Tornado warning continues if there is a threat of a tornado, mostly from the Kettering, Centerville area, north side of Miamisburg, extending across the southeastern part of Montgomery County, with that potential now beginning to shift east more toward Greene County at this time. We are still monitoring this severe weather situation with the tornado watch that we have in effect for the area. And I did mention that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Greene, Warren, and Clinton counties. That severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 3:30. We have 60-mile-an-hour winds likely with this storm as it continues to move east and northeast at a very rapid pace. 60-mile-an-hour gust, $0.25 size hail. We were talking about some of the hail reports, anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches in diameter with these hail stones. Cities impacted with this severe thunderstorm warning include Xenia and Lebanon, Wilmington, Waynesville, Jamestown, Morrow, South Lebanon, New Jasper, Mainville, Clarksville, Harveysburg, Spring Valley, Corwin, Bowersville, Port William, Paintersville, and also State Route 63 and State Route 741. So the potential for 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1 inch, perhaps even larger diameter hail moving through this region, covering the southeastern part now of Montgomery County. These storms moving at a very, very rapid pace. So we are looking at some significant weather out there at this time. And we'll zoom out just a little bit and put this into motion for you, get you an idea where these storms are all heading. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Tornado warning, that tornado warned storm just about out of Montgomery County now. And no new reports coming in from any damage or any large hail. But we'll see if that warning continues and is extended eastward into Greene County. If that's going to happen, I would expect it to be very shortly here. But nonetheless, this area is under a tornado watch. This is a tornado watch until 6 o'clock, and we have a tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning. That is in effect until 3:15. So we've got about another 10 minutes or so for these warnings that are in effect. And all these storms moving very quickly to the east and northeast. Severe thunderstorm warning down around Harveysburg, down toward Cedar Creek Lake. Also the northern part of Clinton County from Wilmington northward along US 68 all the way up to the Xenia bypass. Xenia, just consider yourself in a severe thunderstorm warning at this time. Get to your safe location. Again, remember these storms can produce a tornado and damaging winds, well, mainly the tornado threat with little or no advanced warning. Obviously, we do have the advanced warning for the potential for some wind damage and some large hail with these storms. Right now, it looks like the greatest risk of severe weather along and south of Interstate 70, moving across Montgomery County, now into the western part of Greene County around Beaver Creek, Bellbrook, and that area, Sugar Creek Township, northeast part of Warren County around Harveysburg and Cedar Creek Lake. Those storms are moving northeast up into the southern part of Greene County. As I mentioned there, US 68. If you're along that, be sure to be taking shelter from this storm with potential for damaging hail and also damaging winds of 60 miles per hour for some of the strongest gusts that'll be passing by. Other storms are fairly strong to the north as we take a look a little farther north here. No warnings out for the storms in Miami and also the southern part of Shelby County, but nonetheless, storms are moving through with the potential for some strong wind gusts, and we could see a warning come out very quickly on some of these storms. It looks like that tornado-warned storm has just about moved out of Montgomery County. If we would have a tornado now, it would be in the far eastern part of this warning area. It would be around Schroyer Road up to Patterson, around Wilmington. Actually, that has now shifted east with the latest radar update, more over toward Woodman Drive and Patterson Road, Ford Boulevard, moving over toward Mount St. John. And let's see, it looks like we've got an additional warning that just came out. All right, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Cameron, if you could check out, looks like it's for Clark and northern Greene counties. If we, again, there's that hail core that's moving over into Beaver Creek, and it's basically the extension of this tornado-warned storm now through the northern part of Greene County. So that includes Beaver Creek, Yellow Springs, down toward Xenia, over to Cedarville. This area now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Look at this, is really getting quite a good-looking hail core here in the vicinity of Beaver Creek. And this is located just north of US 35. Right up here is 675. We could zoom in around Factory Road, I would assume. We're looking at some of this large hail right now. Here's Beaver Valley Road. Factory Road also looking at a very strong storm here, tracking eastward, Shakertown Road, over toward Dayton Xenia Road, and moving on out toward Treybine Road. So this area right around Alpha, over by all the car dealerships there. Boy, not good news for the car dealerships. So they have those cars out and the potential for some large damaging hail moving through this area at this time. Here's North Valley Road, Indian Ripple Road to the south, and the storm moving very quickly northeast. Wind speeds right now with the storm, this is just the movement of the storm at 45 miles per hour, so a lot of forward momentum there. If we still have a tornado, it would be somewhere right along the Montgomery and Greene County border, at least that circulation moving into Beaver Creek. And at this time, we don't have, looks like the tornado warning, is that still in effect? Yes, it is. It's in effect for about another 5 minutes, but it looks like that area where the tornado warning was, that threat has now shifted a little farther east out into the western part of Greene County. So if you're in the Beaver Creek area, Shakertown Road, I would be getting to a safe location at this time. All right, they are going to expire that tornado warning. They're just going to let it die here at 3:15. But the threat of any tornado in southeastern Montgomery and east central Montgomery County has now come to an end. But let's take a look now at Greene County, because that's where our concern has shifted with that new severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this storm has the potential for producing a tornado. It may have very well done that south of Germantown. And the core of this storm now moving out into Greene County to the east of Beaver Creek, out along New Germany Treybine Road. This is heading eastward over towards 68, 235 U.S. or State Route 235 right here, and here's US 68. So if you're in this area, get to your safe location. The storm has a history of producing large hail. It also has a history of producing damaging winds, and looks like at least the potential for a tornado that may have occurred north of Middletown, south of Germantown earlier as the storm was passing through. So, okay, now we do have a new tornado warning that just came out for that storm. We were talking about it, and we'll get you the latest information on that. But obviously, the locations I just mentioned, that's where you need to be. You need to be to your safe location.
Yeah, so we can actually see the rotation actually here.
Oh, yeah,
on
we've got
the-
good rotation showing up on this one.
So yeah, you can tell it's right in between Beaver Creek and Trebine.
Treybine.
Okay.
And Old Town. Let's go in a little bit tighter there so we can kind of get a perspective for some of the roads. And there's Fairground Road. So if you live along Fairground Road, moving east, this storm's moving east-northeast. Grand Portage Trail, Treybine Road, Ludlow Road, Route Song Road. You need to be in those. Get to your safe location. Again, as I mentioned, Fairground Road, Deer Hollow Trail. These are some of the locations where we now have that tornado warning in effect. This tornado warning is in effect until 3:45. This is for south central Clark County, also northern Greene County, which we've been talking about here. This storm capable of producing a tornado, at least we're getting radar indication of that, located on the east side of Beaver Creek, moving out towards Xenia Township. And tornado, definitely a possibility here, radar indicating that rotation. Flying debris, protect yourself from that, get to that lowest level of your house, basement, lowest floor, put as many walls between you and the outside as you possibly can, and stay there until this storm has safely passed. Cities under the tornado warning now: Springfield, Beaver Creek, Fairborn, Xenia, Yellow Springs, Cedarville, Wilberforce, Clifton, Springfield Municipal Airport, Husted, John Bryan State Park, Selma, Pitchen, Old Town, and Treybine. Right in this area is where we have the highest risk of some rotation. Again, this is around Fairground Road. This is moving east and northeast up toward 235. If we do an animation here, if you want to do that real quickly here, click the animation for us there, Cameron, and you can kind of get an idea where this rotation is headed, moving very quickly northeast up toward 235 and 68. Up here's GO Station. So the storm is moving at a very rapid pace. Even if we don't have a tornado here, damaging winds are likely just from the speed of the storm moving at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. So if you're in Yellow Springs, take shelter from this storm. GO Station. Up around South Charleston. I think South Charleston was on here. Well, it doesn't look like it, but if you're in the South Charleston area, the storm moving up in your direction, Yellow Springs and Clifton. I'm pretty sure Clifton was in here. Yeah, that was mentioned, along with Wilberforce. So this storm moving very quickly, passing to the north of Xenia. I know folks in Xenia get pretty anxious, but it looks like the circulation here more in the northern part of Greene County, heading up toward US 235 and also Yellow Springs. Cameron, do we have any confirmed reports of a tornado now?
We do not. We do not have one at the moment, but we do. We do have another tornado warning.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Hopefully, we'll get the information out very quickly here.
So this one goes until 3:45. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near New Carlisle, moving northeast at 45.
So again, that 45 to 50 mile an hour pace.
Yeah, you can really tell it here on radar.
Yeah. So we've got two really good looking velocity cores here now. Okay, here's the information. Cameron kind of gave you a brief summary there. Here's the more detailed look. This tornado warning: southwestern Champaign County, northwest Clark, and obviously the southeast